Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Tuesday, February 11th episode of NXT. This is episode 26 of the TEW Save here on the channel. And yeah, I think we got a fun show tonight. We got a title match on the show. If you guys watched episode 22. But we're opening the show with Cora Jade, who immediately calls Julia out to the ring. And once Julia enters, Cora Jade points towards the Titantron, which is showing a replay of Cora Jade pinning Lyra Valkyria in that tag match that we had last week. Cora tells Julia that she deserves a title opportunity since she technically beat Julia. And since Julia wants to be an honorable champion and she's a babyface, unlike in real life now, back when she was still a babyface, she accepts Cora Jade's challenge. And so at Roadblock, Julia will be facing off against Cora Jade for a 68, and Cora Jade did good without a script. I'm very happy with that. Off to a good start, strong start. A hot crowd, always good. Good start. Which leads us into our first match of the night, which is Eddie Thorpe versus Javon Evans, and both of these men start slow. They're feeling each other out in the ring. Javon, he's very athletic, and Eddie Thorpe, he's the heel. He's got the mental game. He's talking trash in the ring. He's trying to wear Javon's midsection down. Using holds and just being a heel. Javon gets a quick few comeback moves in. He gets a near fall, but Eddie Thorpe's just able to grab the rope right before 3. Javon gets back up. He starts moving. He starts to set up his finisher, but Eddie Thorpe rolls out of the ring towards our ring announcer, which causes him to run away. Javon follows him, rolls out of the ring as well, but Eddie Thorpe picks up the chair that the ring announcer was sitting on, smashes it over Javon's head, and the ref immediately calls for the bell, and Javon Evans wins by DQ for a 54. Very happy with that. 61 for Javon Evans, 44 for Thorpe. The crowd is white hot. 53 for the wrestling, 31 for the crowd. Low experience commentary, sure. Low heat, that helps now. But awesome. Very, very happy with that. Yeah, Javon wins by disqualification, but Eddie Thorpe isn't done. He keeps hitting Javon again and again till road agents, they come out to pull him off. Javon gets up and rushes towards Eddie, and they start brawling, in spite of all the agents that are trying to separate them until, "Excuse me!" Vicky Guerrero, shrill, causes both men to wince in pain and finally let themselves be separated. Vicky says she's not going to let a DQ victory choose Tony's opponent at Roadblock, Tony D'Angelo. Since Eddie Thorpe and Javon, they both want a shot. Clearly they still hate each other, and they can both get an opportunity in a triple threat match at Roadblock. So Vicky Guerrero kind of rewarding Eddie Thorpe's bad behavior here, a 47, happy enough with that. Vicky improvised well, and seems like the crowd enjoyed it. And yeah, after that we go backstage, see Trick Williams. He's getting out of his car in the parking lot, walking into the performance center. When suddenly 2 men in ski masks jump him in the parking lot. They start beating him down. Our car rolls up, drives up, rolls the window down, and it's Wesley. Of course it is. He yells out the car, "You missed it!" Vicky's giving out title shots to people for beatdown. So hopefully this helps my chances. And yeah, Wesley using the high rise to attack Trick Williams. Obviously the masked men, Tyree Eway, Tyson DuPont, for a 58. Awesome. Very, very happy with that. These two didn't look great, but Wesley needed a script apparently. But Trick Williams did good. 69 for part 1 and 36 for part 2. Very nice. Part 1 there. And yeah, back in the ring we have some more tag teams. We have Out the Mud facing the Family, but not with Tony D'Angelo. This is Channing Stacks and Luca Crucifino. And Sachs, he starts the tag match. He's facing Lucian Price out the mud. And he gets the upper hand. Price gets a quick tag to bring in big Bronco Nima. And suddenly, OTM, they got all the momentum. Stacks is forced to tag out for Luca Crucifino, who, he's clearly outmatched physically. And OTM, they're tagging each other in, beating down the overmatched Crucifino. Luca's looking for the hot tag. He jumps towards Stacks, but Lucian Price, out on the outside of the ring, pulls Stacks off of the apron onto the ringside where they start brawling. Luca's unable to get the hot tag. Bronco Nima gets him up, hits him with a powerful German suplex, and goes for the cover for 1, 2, 3. OTM actually getting the victory here. 31, not great. 24 for Bronco Nima, 28 for Lucian Price, 38 for Stacks, 26 for Luca Crucifino. This would have gotten a better rating, but I did want to, let me see. Road agents being used. Yep, I wanted to keep Stacks kept strong. I didn't want him to lose. The crowd would not have been interested in this at all if Stacks was not in this match. So I need him to keep his popularity, still be recognizable. And hopefully OTM gains some popularity from this. That's what I'm hoping. They get the victory. And who knows, maybe they'll get Fraxium. Speaking of Fraxium, backstage, we go to Fraxium, who are, they're reacting to the match. They debate who should face them at Roadblock. Axiom thinks, OTM deserve it. They just won the last match. And, Axiom also beat Luca last week, so he doesn't really think the family deserve it. But Nathan Frazier, on the other side, he doesn't really want to go against Tony D'Angelo, the Don's wishes. The Don said, his boys need a tag team title shot. So Nathan Frazier, wants to stay on Tony D's good side. For a 39, Nathan Frazier was absolutely awful. His improvised dialogue was a complete disaster, which isn't great. Oh well, it happens. I did everything improvised today, no scripts. So we'll see how that works. Maybe I'll go back to scripting certain people, and I'm getting back into the hang of it. I haven't booked a show in a while, so I apologize if I'm a little rusty. It's been a few months. Also backstage, we get a quick interview with Malik Blade and Idris Enofe, thanks to Kelly Kincaid. Thankfully, the crowd is very hot still, even though a couple segments in a row. But they talk about how last month they beat OTM on NXT Level Up, and they're yet to make some waves on the main show. Malik Blade says he's calling his shot. He wants to make a statement by making Jensen Briggs submit in a submission match next week. So we're going to get Malik Blade versus Jensen Briggs in a submission-only match next week. I'm not sure if this is going to be good at all. Maybe nobody wants to see it, but I want to try it. I want to see what happens. I'm curious, and I'm giving it a shot. And I also just needed another match for next week that I didn't have anything planned. I think this could be a fun way to introduce Idris and Malik into the main show. Obviously, I'm not booking Evolve. There's no Evolve on this save. Brooks Johnson isn't doing anything either, so just giving them a match. See what happens. See if they can do something good. If I'm impressed, I'm impressed. I was very impressed with Bushido and Inamura, Michael Satomura, and Josh Briggs. They in the 3v3 match that they had, I was very impressed. So we'll see if Malik Blade or Brooks Johnson can impress me. Do either of them have submissions? I haven't even researched yet. I'll have to research for when I write the script for the match. But I'll figure that out. Anyways, moving on. Tony D'Angelo, not very happy about the result of the tag team match. And he went into Vicky Guerrero's office. He quickly got another match scheduled for right now. And that is Jada Parker versus Adriana Rizzo. Obviously, he thinks they should get a tag team shot, and he thinks if Rizzo can somehow beat Jada Parker, that'll help his odds. And Jada Parker she starts strong. She is strong. She's able to push Rizzo around in the ring a little bit. She's flexing to the crowd, and there are a few spots where people are hopeful Rizzo can get a few shots in, but Jada keeps control. She's kind of dominating the match. It's Jada Parker, and Adriana Rizzo doesn't have a lot of in-ring experience yet. We can't be super surprised. But Rizzo recovers from a near fall, and she gets some offense in of her own, and hits her own spinning kick for a near fall. However, Jada Parker regains control. It looks like she's about to hit Hypnotic. Rizzo's on her knees in the middle of the ring, but suddenly Tony D's music hits, and he's walking towards the ring. Jada's pointing at him. She's shouting at him. He insists he's just here to watch. He's just a bystander. He's not getting involved. So she should stop talking to him and focus on the match. And Rizzo, seeing the opportunity right in front of her, quickly rolls Jada Parker up from behind for 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Adriana Rizzo gets the shock upset and rolls out of the ring to celebrate with Tony as Jada thrashes the ropes angrily in the ring, and the crowd hates it. Oh my God! A match rating of 18. Wrestling was a 23. Crowd's 24. I know exactly why. It's because it's a quick pinfall. It's because it's distraction. Jada Parker's kept strong, and it's my storytelling match. This was a disaster. Okay, too long for Adriana Rizzo. The negative road agent notes. Inconsistency. Yeah, okay. My bad. This was clearly a mistake. Hopefully, Rizzo gains a little bit of pop from this. That's really the only reason I booked this, and also to give potentially the family some wiggle room in the negotiations for a tag team opportunity, a tag team title opportunity. We'll have to see what happens with that. Jada's pissed, as she should be. She got screwed there by me, the booker. Anyways, after that match, we see a montage of Yoshiki Inamura, Meiko Satomura training Josh Briggs and his composure in the ring. And after they're done with their training, oh my goodness, the crowd is not happy right now. After their training, Meiko says he will test what he has learned next week when he faces Noam Dar in the ring. And the crowd, they're angry. I did an angle idea. It clearly failed. These guys need to be scripted, even with multiple takes. Man, I apologize for the bad ratings. It's been a while. High morale at least. But a failed angle idea definitely does not help. A 26 segment rating. Nobody wants to see a training montage. But I had to set up the match between Josh Briggs and Noam Dar next week, which I think will be a good match. I think it'll be a good, get us a good rating, hopefully. Briggs did good in the 3v3. Noam Dar's a good opponent, and I'm hoping for the best. We got another backstage interview now with Stevie Turner and Lacey Von Erich. And Stevie says, she was inspired by the interview earlier with Malik and Idris. She also won a match on Level Up, so she's going to make a call out of her own. She says, Kalani Jordan, one of the most bland people in NXT. And Stevie will still somehow get an exciting match out of her. So she wants her next week. Should have been scripted. My bad. I'll do that more often. 32 backstage ranking. The crowd is just dead. Next up, we got a match between Nikita Lyons and Lola Vice, which I'm sure the crowd they're already ecstatic right now. They're gonna love this match. Both women believe that they deserve the next shot at Stephanie Vaquer. Lola Vice starts off with a couple of quick kicks, causing Nikita to bail to the outside of the ring early on. She's trying to recover and she's yelling at the fans to shut up, and she gets back in. She takes control. She gets a good few hip attacks in. She starts mocking Lola's dance. The crowd just booing her. they're sick of everything right now. They're just booing everything. Which, hey, maybe it's good heel heat. Maybe is it go away heat or good heel heat? You never know. Lola recovers well. She gets some momentum for a near fall. She goes for her spinning back fist finisher, but Nikita Lyons ducks out of the way, which causes the ref, who was standing behind her for some reason, to get hit instead. While Lola is checking on the ref, Nikita Lyons unties her knee brace, and she uses it to smash the edge of her brace into Lola's back. And she keeps hitting Lola. And then she sees the referee starting to recover. She quickly reattaches her knee brace. And while Lola's on the ground, Nikita hits her split-legged leg drop for 1, 2, 3. Nikita Lyons defeats Lola Vice for a 32. It was too long. Nikita Lyons 30, Lola 40. Wrestling 35, crowd 35. The creative finish was a success, which is why I'm curious with some of these penalties. Just too long, I guess. Too long. My bad. That's fair. Very fair. It's a rough night in NXT. The broadcasters are not going to be very happy with me. After that match, we quickly go backstage again to find Roxanne Perez beating on Lyra Valkyria. And Roxanne tells Lyra, she shouldn't have come back to NXT. She should have stayed on the main roster. Although, it makes sense that she did come back because she was never going to be a long-term main roster talent anyways. So, wow, some shots fired by Roxanne there. 53 for that segment. The crowd is whatever right now. Roxanne did pretty good going off script, just tearing into Lyra. And next up we have a match that I'm going to see if I can try and get the crowd back into it before our main event. Well, the match is spoiled, but it kind of worked. The crowd is warming up a little bit. Anyways, next up we have Tatum Paxley versus Last Legend. Obviously, my girls trying to earn a title opportunity. Lash's turn now versus Tatum Paxley. And, Lash had control for most of the match. Tatum got a few counters and, she started gaining some momentum until Jakara Jackson got up on the ring apron. She started taunting Tatum and distracted her long enough for Lash to pick Tatum up and hit her with her legendary bomb. And get the victory, as you can see. Sorry, not a lot of suspense for that match. Not a lot of suspense for this show. But the crowd's warming up a little bit, which is the most important thing, as we have a title match at the end of the show that I want the crowd to be enjoying. And Lash Legend getting the victory tonight. Does this mean the Meta Girls have earned a shot? We'll see. 33 for Tatum, 31 for Lash. What's the penalty here? Is it just, too long? Okay, sure. Poor psychology from some of these wrestlers, I'm sure. Isn't. Anyways, backstage, Ethan Page finds Oba Femi. Ethan Page tells Oba that they need to work together, figure out how they can get more title opportunities. But Oba Femi rejects Ethan Page, says he doesn't need his help. Lexis King interrupts, tells Ethan, Ethan, you're the reason Oba's not champion. And he tells Oba, after the King takes his throne, he'll get that next NXT title shot. Ethan Page shoves him out of the way, and then Lexis backs off, says, I'll get us a match for next week. So Lexis King versus Ethan Page next week could be a good match. Let's see. A 56 for that segment. The crowd is hot and rising again. They did great off script, which I'm very happy with. Crowd's hotter. We're doing it. We're getting back into the show for the main event, which is all you can ask for. Dragged in the middle a lot, but good start, good end. The most important parts. Last but not least, we have another NXT Women's North American Championship match. This time, Stephanie Vaquer is defending against Izzy Dame, who recently dispatched the former NXT GM, Ava. Izzy Dame, she starts trash talking right away. She's telling Vaquer that, she's going to take away her 15 minutes of fame and she's going to run this women's division. Vaquer, she stays focused. She's using her technical skills to gain control. Izzy slips out of a hold, hits Vaquer with a big boot, starts choking her on the ropes. Vaquer recovers, she throws Izzy out of the ring, and then a beautiful dive to the outside. NXT crowd, they're finally back into it. They're going crazy. Back in the ring, Izzy goes for a clothesline but misses, bounces off the ropes into Vaquer. Vaquer grabs a hold of her and allows Vaquer to set up for the SBB. Vaquer covers for 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vaquer retains. 47. Okay, very, very happy with that. Actually, a 63 for Vaquer, a 20 for Izzy Dame. But what are you gonna do? Vaquer is amazing. 42 for the wrestling, 29 for the crowd, and the crowd was hot at least, which helped. 47 match rating. Can't complain too much with how the show was going for a minute there. Yeah, let me know what you thought of the show. I'm gonna get back into this. I got it. I gotta get the hang of it again. Obviously, the improvised segments really messed up a lot of these ratings. Too long of matches, I understand. I had one more match I could have done. I was planning on doing a Lexus King match, but I figured I already had too many matches. But if I need to shorten some of these poor psychology matches, I could have gotten that in. Anyways, we got a good card lined up for next week, hopefully. So that'll be episode 30. But tune in tomorrow for ECW. And stick around if you want to see NXT level up. We get some Trick Willie action. We get some women's action. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you did. Leave some feedback in the comments. And let's get right into level up. Actually, before I do that, 54. Whoa. Okay. Very happy with this. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay. The great start and the great ending definitely helped, even with the 18 in the middle. The show increased our popularity in 9 regions. Wow. Okay. So we did a lot better than I thought we did. Clearly, with that nice ending of the show, Cora Jade and Julia opening the show was huge. Oh wow. This is actually. I feel a lot better now. Apologies for the dragging in the middle. This could have been a real banger of a show if I didn't just make Fraxium go off script. If I didn't make Bushido go off script, that could have been good. This match was probably a lost cause, but it was to get Rizzo some pop, hopefully. Now, into NXT Level Up. And here we are for NXT Level Up. And Shawn Michaels giving Ava a shot in the ring once again. He wants her to get some more experience in the ring, so he set up a match just for Trick Williams to show Ava the ropes, inside the ropes. And hopefully we can see if Ava can get a good score here. Ava was underwhelming without a script to follow, which is fine, but the crowd loved it. And that match is next. It gets a 49. Okay, Ava with a 22, and Trick Williams with a 65. Happy enough with that. Trick Williams shown in this match. Benefit from being Flavor of the Month. Crowd's hotter. Let's see. Poor Basics still, of course. An experience. That's why we're giving her. The in-ring time. 6 minutes by pinfall. Just a quick showing her the ropes. Getting the fans excited before the show, even though I'm showing you this after the show. But in the live event, in the Performance Center, the fans are seeing this before the NXT episode, right? And our last match of the day, we've got, I just decided to throw Danny Palmer and Jasmine Nix in a match with Roxanne Perez. See if it gets a ratings boost, potentially. We'll see. But Roxanne defeats both of them in 13 minutes. Roxanne pins Jasmine Nix. And she carries the match, of course, with in-ring performance. 46 for that match. A 60 for Roxanne, 18 for Jasmine Nix, 25 for Danny Palmer, and yeah, just inexperience and poor psychology makes sense. But yeah, 49 for NXT Level Up, which is a great show for NXT Level Up. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the booking today, enjoyed the show, let me know in the comments. I know it's been a while. I haven't been recording too much. I was really, all the WWE releases, I lost some interest for a while, and then I just recently watched SummerSlam night 1, and I'm trying to get back into it. So let's see if we can get back into uploading consistently. And let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for ECW. Goodbye.